So what drove those strong sales that we saw in the past quarter and the past year, and can you repeat it in 2021?
Well, this was an exceptional quarter for Mattel with our best performance in years, with strong consumer demand and another milestone year for the company. For the second quarter in a row, we achieved double-digit sales growth, outpaced the industry, and gained share on a global basis. Our results exceeded expectations with the highest fourth quarter growth in 15 years and a significant increase in profitability with full-year operating income that was 2.5 times higher than last year. But this is not just about the quarter or about the year. It's really about a multi-year strategy that is tracking very well, which puts us on a strong position to continue to increase profitability and accelerate growth in 2021 and beyond.
Yeah, I want to talk about that longer-term strategy in a moment, but in the more nearer term, you're forecasting rising sales growth, but also some falling profit margins. So can you tell us more about the costs that you might be facing?
Well, we've been very encouraged with the progress we made on growing our profitability. We just achieved our 10th consecutive quarters of improving our gross margin year on year. And if you look at the 3-year trajectory of improving our profitability, we grew our adjusted EBITDA by almost $600 million. And our gross margin in total over the period rose by more than 1,100 basis points. So we're very encouraged with the progress we're making. In this particular year, we face some inflation, but this is not taking away the momentum and the progress that we're seeing and expecting to continue to drive both at the bottom line and, importantly, the top line as well.
Yeah, you've actually done pretty well when it comes to that turnaround in reducing leverage. So what do you plan to do next then? What is next for Mattel? Do you offer a dividend similar to Hasbro, perhaps, or even acquisitions?
Well, the free cash flow has been an important priority for us, and that has improved steadily over the last 3 years. We improved our cash flow by almost $500 million in the period. And going forward, we will be focused more on converting an even increasing percentage of our EBITDA into free cash flow. And as we previously stated, we intend to utilize the excess cash in the short term to reduce our debt and continue to delever and make our way towards becoming an investment-grade rated company again.
When you talk about long-term strategies, of course, you have started the shutdown of manufacturing sites in China and Indonesia. This was pre-pandemic, right? So how did that go? And how have the supply chain challenges that we faced during the pandemic have an impact or not, given all of these manufacturing overhauls that you've carried out?
Yeah, we've been on a pretty comprehensive campaign to reshape our manufacturing footprint. This is part of our capital-light approach. And what we've seen is our supply chain operation became a competitive advantage for Mattel. It performed very well during the pandemic. It performed also very well in the fourth quarter in being able to fulfill more of the extraordinary growth in consumer demand that we saw coming into the period. So very positive, very confident about our supply chain. And that is now, as I just said, a competitive advantage for the company.
Well, part of your long-term strategy is also a number of films in production. I wondered if you could update us on the progress there. When might they make it to screen?
Yeah, we own one of the strongest catalogs of children and family entertainment franchises in the world. We've announced 11 motion picture projects, the All in Motion, the latest All in Progress. The latest announcement that we made was around Uno, an Uno film. And that is going to happen alongside an Uno game show that we also announced. These projects are progressing. We're in casting mode, we're budgeting, we're preparing for production. It's going to take some time, given the scale and the ambition of these projects, but it's going to be worth the wait. These are exciting projects, and we're making a lot of progress in that direction. And I also want to point out that we also have an exciting, thriving business in Mattel Television, which currently has 17 shows in production and more than 25 projects in development. So exciting opportunities for us to commercialize and extend our iconic brands outside of the toy aisles in highly accretive business verticals that could represent a meaningful opportunity for us as well.
Yeah, you've acquired Entertainment One as part of an IP strategy. So what are your next steps to increase IP?
Well, our competitors acquired E1, but we focus on commercializing our own brands. Our catalog, our properties, our intellectual properties are iconic. They have a built-in fan base that goes back generations. And we see tremendous opportunities for our brands, both as a toy or in the toy aisle, as well as in other categories where we see huge opportunities because they're driven by big brands, trusted brands that people know. And you need, in today's world, in a world of unlimited shelf space or unlimited screen opportunities and thriving distribution platforms, it's all about rising above the noise level. And for that, you need big brands, big known brands, trusted brands that we own.
So does that mean you're optimistic about those action figures, licensed dolls? Of course, those results were a little bit tempered, given that nobody's going to movie theaters at the moment. Are you expecting that segment to do better as we start to reopen? And what sort of difference does it make if now we're streaming movies instead of actually experiencing at cinemas?
Yeah, so we expect action figures to come back as movies will be back in play. And as it relates to the changing distribution model, while you will not have the same traditional marketing cadence with a concentrated campaign around a release of a movie, you will have more viewing in a longer window at home. And in that regard, this could actually be an opportunity when it comes to our target demographics, where people can watch movies at their home more than one time for a longer period of time. And the one thing we should also remember that the streaming platforms are very sophisticated. They know how to reach consumers. They know where to find them. They're very effective. And when all is said and done, fundamentally, we believe that good content will find its way to consumers, and consumers find the way to good content.
And just finally, Barbie had a great year. What's next for Barbie? And in fact, what's next for Barbie and Ken? I mean, that relationship has been going on for, what, 60 years now?
Yeah, Barbie just continues to go from strength to strength. It was the #1 overall toy property globally, both for the fourth quarter and the full year. Retail sales were up more than 30%. It's been really a multi-year journey for Barbie. It's about diversity, inclusivity, ethnically diverse offering, evolving body shape, and really all about purposeful play. But the interesting story around the Barbie success, and this is without taking anything away from the incredible success of Barbie, is the Mattel playbook. Because many of much of the methodology, the capabilities, the approach, the authenticity that you see around Barbie is what we apply across our entire product offering. It is about brand purpose, design-led innovation, cultural relevance, and executional excellence. And our category structure and centralized design and development organization are filled with extraordinary talent that are working as a team, as one team across the portfolio, leveraging skill sets and creativity across the entire portfolio, which is why we're so confident about our growth trajectory.